Number 10. Sam Smith is the first gay man to win an Oscar, but not really.
And the Oscar goes to Jimmy Napes and Sam Smith for Writings on the Wall.
After winning the Oscar for Best Original Song for Writings on the Wall, which was featured in the James Bond movie Spectre, Smith seemed shocked. When the English singer-songwriter came on stage, he was clearly winging his acceptance speech and mentioned offhand that he was the first openly gay man to win an Oscar.
I read an article by Sir Ian McKellen, and he said that no openly gay man had ever won an Oscar. And if this is the case, even if it isn't the case, I want to dedicate this to the LGBT community all around the world.
This is not true, as Elton John won for Can You Feel the Love Tonight in 1995, and Dustin Lance Black won for Best Original Screenplay in 2009 with Milk. Number 9. Rob Lowe's duet with Snow White.
Oh, good evening, Mr. Archer. It is so exciting to be here tonight. I'm a little late, though. Can you tell me how to get into the theater?
That's easy, Snow. Just follow the Hollywood stars.
Follow the Hollywood stars? Oh, follow the Hollywood stars!
A huge star in the early 80s, Rob Lowe had kind of fallen off the map by 1989 and was looking for something to boost his notoriety.
It gets better. Meet your blind date, Rob Lowe.
Oh, Mr. Lowe, I'm such a fan.
Really? Well, I'm a big fan of yours, Snow, but you know, there's so much I'd like to know about you.
Performing at the opening of the Oscars seemed like a good idea, but he wasn't exactly the best singer and was flat during the entire performance.
But you said goodbye to Grumpy and Sleepy, left the dwarves behind, came to town to stay. Lights keep on burning, cameras keep on turning, rolling, rolling.
This moment was such a bomb that it ruined the career of producer Alan Carr, who had directed the movie Grease. He never worked again and died 10 years later.
Keep the cameras rolling, keep the cameras rolling.
Number 8. Letterman introduces Uma Oprah.
I've been dying to do something all day, and I think maybe we can take care of this.
Late-night host David Letterman is known for pushing the limits. In 1995, at the 66th Annual Academy Awards, Letterman decided to make a joke about the names of celebrities.
Oprah? Uma? Oprah?
He walked from one side of the stage, where Oprah Winfrey was seated, to the other, where Uma Thurman was seated, and repeated their names. Letterman's turn at hosting was very poorly reviewed, and this did affect the ratings of his show, which started to slide. Oprah didn't find his jokes too funny either, and actually refused to go on Letterman's show for years following the event.
Have you kids met Keanu?
Number 7. An in memoriam of someone who is still alive. Although this fail went under the radar, it's still pretty egregious. Janet Patterson, a successful costume designer known for her work on films like The Piano and The Portrait of a Lady, passed away in 2017 and was honored in the in memoriam montage, but the picture that was shown was of Jan Chapman, a friend and frequent collaborator of Janet's, who had even talked to Patterson's former agent to double check that they were using the right photo. Number 6. Michael Moore gets booed off stage.
And the Oscar goes to Bowling for Columbine, Michael Moore and Michael Donovan!
After winning the Oscar for Best Documentary for Bowling for Columbine in 2002, Moore used his acceptance speech as an opportunity to express his displeasure with President Bush. He even went as far as to say that the results of the 2000 presidential election were fictitious.
We like nonfiction. We like nonfiction, and we live in fictitious times. We live in a time where we have fictitious election results that elects a fictitious president.
The audience really wasn't feeling how far Moore would take things, and they actually started to boo him.
Or the fictitious of orange alerts. We are against this war, Mr. Bush. Shame on you, Mr. Bush. Shame on you. And anytime you've got the Pope and the Dixie Chicks against you, your time is up.
Ironically, in the years following, most of the Hollywood industry would end up agreeing with Moore's sentiments. Number 5. Adele Dazeem. In 2014, while introducing Idina Menzel to perform Let It Go, John Travolta called the Broadway star Adele Dazeem.
Please welcome the wickedly talented one and only Adele Dazeem.
Travolta later said that the backstage area was very hectic and he didn't have any time to rehearse the introduction. While Menzel was thrown off at first when she heard the mistake, she didn't let it get to her. 1 year later, she was even able to get some friendly revenge when she was once again on stage to introduce her good friend, Glom Gazingo.
Please welcome to the stage my very dear friend, Glom Gazingo.
Travolta made his way on stage and quipped, "I deserve that." Number 4. Jennifer Lawerence trips, twice.
And the Oscar goes to Jennifer Lawerence.
Jennifer Lawerence is known for being the relatable type. She's even clumsy, very clumsy in fact. After winning the award for Best Actress for Silver Linings Playbook in 2013, Jennifer was so excited to make her way on stage that she actually tripped on the steps. She managed to recover quickly, then gave her speech. The next year, Jennifer was lucky enough to be nominated again, this time for her work in American Hustle. And although she didn't go on to win that night, history did repeat itself in a way when she tripped on the red carpet.
Thank you. You guys are just standing up because you feel bad that I fell, and that's really embarrassing, but thank you. This is nuts.
Number 3. Chris Rock's accountant joke. Following a year where the Oscars were under fire for a lack of diversity, host Chris Rock seemed like the perfect choice to try to diffuse the situation with some comedy. While hosting, Chris Rock had a bit where the accountants, who would usually come on stage with the sealed envelopes full of winners, were replaced by Asian children.
The results of tonight's Academy Awards have been tabulated by the accounting firm of PricewaterhouseCoopers. They sent us their most dedicated, accurate, and hard-working representatives. So I want you to please welcome Ming Zhu, Bao Ling, and David Moskowitz.
Considering the tone of the year and highlighted lack of diversity, the joke based on stereotypes didn't land with the audience.
If anybody's upset about that joke, just tweet about it on your phone that was also made by these kids, okay?
Number 2. Angelina Jolie's brotherly love. Long before she was with Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie took her brother to the Academy Awards when she was nominated for her work in Girl Interrupted in 2000.
And the Oscar goes to Angelina Jolie.
Many nominees have brought their family as guests before. That's not all that unusual. What is unusual, though, is the kiss they shared on the red carpet, which seemed a little like an episode of Game of Thrones. Jolie ended up winning that night, and during her acceptance speech continued to talk about how much she loved her brother, which felt a little out of place considering the event.
I'm in shock, and I'm so in love with my brother right now. He just held me and said he loved me, and I know he's so happy for me. And thank you for that.
Number 1. La La Land's big win.
And the Academy Award for Best Picture.
La La Land.
For a whopping 90 seconds, La La Land was the best picture of 2017. The biggest mistake in the history of the Academy Awards, Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway were handed the wrong envelope when they came on stage to present the award for Best Picture.
We lost, by the way, but, you know.
Guys, I'm sorry. No, there's a mistake. Moonlight, you guys won Best Picture.
Moonlight won. Come on, this is not a joke. This is not a joke. I'm afraid they read the wrong thing.
This is not a joke. Moonlight has won Best Picture. Moonlight, Best Picture.
The two accountants responsible for the mishap, Martha Ruiz and Brian Cullinan, will never be invited back to the ceremony.
I want to tell you what happened. I opened the envelope, and it said, Emma Stone, La La Land. That's why I took such a long look at Faye and at you. I wasn't trying to be funny.
The team behind the rightful winner, Moonlight, then made their way on stage to accept the award, despite the awkward moment.
Very clearly, even in my dreams, this could not be true. But to hell with dreams. I'm done with it, because this is true. Oh my goodness.